Chewie. We're home. How's it going, everyone? Daniel Rodriguez here, aka Big D. It's time to review another movie. This time it is the latest movie to enter the Star Wars franchise. A little small franchise, nothing new, nothing big. So what is Star Wars? What is this mystic series? I have no idea, man. All I've heard about is Star Trek. No. Anyway, Star Wars is back. Here we go, man. This is a non-spoiler review. I'm not going to spoil nothing for you guys. I am making a separate video about spoilers. It is kind of hard to talk about this movie without spoiling it. I mean, really, there's one major event that really kind of depicts, that really summarizes the movie for Star Wars fans. And by the way, I got this shirt at the premiere. I've seen this movie 2 times already. I've seen it in IMAX 3D, the premiere Thursday night in my town. I waited 16 hours in line to see Star Wars. I waited a long 16 hours, so I was there early on a Thursday morning, baby. Also, again, I saw it with my friend on today, Saturday. I saw it in 3D. So I've seen it in IMAX 3D and regular 3D, and then I'm going to be seeing it tomorrow in regular screening, 2D digital, whatever you want to call it. I'm seeing it with another friend. So I'm going to bet a total 3 times, and that's it for me, man. I'm going to see it 3 times in theaters. There's other movies to go see. But anyway, man, wow, what a fantastic job. This movie is directed by J.J. Abrams. Of course, it has an estimated budget of $200 million, which has already surpassed that in box office. I believe it made, $120.5 million on Friday alone. And international, I mean, it's already over $250 at the box office internationally. So it's going to be growing and growing just every day, man. And by the end of December, it'll be one of the biggest ever in movie history. So here we go, my non-spoiler review. I'm just going to give you my pros and cons, tell you whether or not what I thought about it, because honestly, everyone's going to go see it. There's no need to subdue, and say, hey, man, go see this movie. You've already seen it. You know you want to talk spoilers, but we're not going to talk spoilers. Just going to give you my thoughts of what I loved about it, what I hated about it, and coming from a Star Wars fan, I love me some Star Wars. A New Hope is my favorite Star Wars. Second is Empire Strikes Back. Did The Force Awakens beat A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back? Well, you're about to hear right now. Ladies and gentlemen, here is my non-spoiler review for J.J. Abrams' latest movie, the latest entry to join the Star Wars franchise, Episode 7 here, guys. Star Wars, Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started. Traitor! Let's get started with the pros first, because there's a lot of pros in here. I know it's hard to see, but it's a lot of pros. The first thing that I walked out of the theater the first time and second time for sure is the practical effects in here, dude. There's so many practical effects in here, and that's what makes it so amazing. Because the prequels, I hate the prequels. Few good things about it, not all bad. Few good things, but overall, it's not. Me, someone to help you. Jar Jar Binks and everything. Oh yeah, no, thank you. But the practical, that was all CGI a lot. Like 95% of it was CGI. Even the Stormtroopers were CGI a lot. This in here, man, the practical makes you appreciate it more. It feels real. It feels gritty. It feels there, and that's what I love about New Hope, Empire Strikes Back. Everything there was practical. A lot of it. Yeah, there is some CGI in the originals, but in here there is CGI. Of course, there's always going to be, but the technology we can do now today is fantastic. The CGI in here is great. The practical effects are great. It makes you appreciate it. It feels real. The creatures, there's multiple sort of new creatures in this here, in this new movie that just definitely makes you want to be in this world. It just makes you feel like you want to be in this world. There's just so many amazing things in here. BB-8, for instance, practical, all the droids. It's just great to be back in that Star Wars feel. It feels like a Star Wars movie. It doesn't feel anything different. most of the time it felt Star Wars. That's what it felt like. And I love how it feels like A New Hope. It feels like the 70s. It feels like this is a 70s movie, yet it feels like a modern day movie at the same time, if you get my drift here. The practical effects and CGI effects are fantastic. Next, John Williams' score, man. The original music returns, and of course there is some new scores in here that John Williams constructed. It's fantastic. I love the final score in the movie. I'm not going to say what happens, but the last 5 minutes, the score was just... it gives me chills. Honestly, man. There are some moments in here where it gives you chills. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, where it just gives you them chills, man. I wasn't born in the 70s. You know, I wish I was there for A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. I wish. I love those films. I appreciate them. I love the dialogue. And it's not the greatest, but I love the characters. Han Solo's my favorite character. That's why I have a blaster of it, even though it's a childish blaster. I love Han Solo, my favorite. Luke, very enjoyable character. Leia, beautiful back then character for sure. A little beautiful, yeah. Doable, not like that, but doable as in I'll be her friend, you know. I don't got a bad feeling about that. But she's cool. Princess Leia was always cool, very tough girl. Let's get this done type of thing at times. So I really enjoy Princess Leia and the original cast. I mean, Obi-Wan Kenobi, all them. So here, the music again, which I kind of drifted off. The music, it just feels beautiful. You have original music in there, and then you have updated music, and then the score, a new score in there. It's so right. It's so right. Because J.J. Abrams didn't even have to talk to John Williams to get this. John Williams did what he felt like, and he knew, and he made it a masterpiece yet again. John Williams is a fantastic man, and I'm glad that he's back for Star Wars as well. Rey, Daisy Ridley in here. I'm not going to get into her character until I go to spoilers review, but Rey is a very interesting character. She holds the staff, man, and she's ready to go. She's a kind of a tomboy, I would say, just sort of. I wouldn't say tomboy all the way, but she definitely is a badass of sorts, man, honestly. Rey is a very enjoyable character. I have a little minifigure there of Daisy Ridley as Rey. Just interesting character, man. Definitely, for sure. You see her in the movie. She's awesome. I really do enjoy her character. I think she's going to be a fantastic add-on to the Star Wars franchise. I'm very glad that she's in here. I want to see her in other stuff too, Daisy Ridley. I think this Rey was a very complex character. I mean, this movie has plot holes. There are some things we don't know about, you know, Rey and everything. But as a character herself in this movie, what she did, what she accomplished in here, it was pretty interesting, man. It was pretty, I think Daisy Ridley is a good choice. I think she's really good. You know, I don't think Rey was not that bad of a character. She's very likable character. So that works. And also her with BB-8 are cute moments for sure. She's a very cute person. And Daisy Ridley's hot as well. Very beautiful girl. Hey, Daisy, if you're watching, you're not, but if you are, want to be friends. Let's be friends. That's all. Let's just be friends. That's it. None of that relationship. Let's be friends. Anyway, so the action, the fights, the lightsaber battles, man. The color scheme in the lightsaber. You know, this whole movie really, without spoiling, the basic plot is the dark side or the light side. The blue, light side. The red, the dark. The First Order. Kylo Ren. I mean, seriously, the color scheme in here, it's just, when there's a lightsaber battle going on, and I'm telling you, when they're at it, and the light and the color scheme, the way that it glows off of the face, it's beautiful. It's artistic. I love that about this movie, man. I need a blue lightsaber, by the way, or one of Luke's or Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. It's brilliant, man. The color scheme is artistic. It's smart. It's genius. the action, the X-Wing battles, the dogfighting in the sky, the space battles. Everything in here is what you want out of a Star Wars movie. It feels like Star Wars. It has that amazing effect because J.J. Abrams, of course, I love Star Trek Into Darkness, and I think he was a perfect choice to direct this movie. There's not that many lens flares also. I don't know, I think I saw a few, but not like 20 lens flares in here. But definitely for sure, there are a few, but not as like 30 or 20. But the action in here is brilliant. The cinematography, the directing was brilliant. I love some of the directing choices, some of the camera angles. I love all that. What happened to what character? For most of the characters, some of the newcomers, again, plot holes, and I'll get to that in my cons. But for sure, the cinematography and the directing were perfect. They make the movie awesome, especially in IMAX 3D. Now 3D itself. The IMAX, the sound of it, the score, it's brilliant. But the 3D, it was alright. Honestly, go see it in IMAX 3D instead of 3D. The only cool thing at the end was, or not at the end, but the only cool thing that comes to the end of it, which is 3D wise, if you're going to go see it in 3D, the only cool thing that happens is there's a moment in the movie where a person's holding a lightsaber and holding it out, and you feel like that was the only cool moment. The lightsaber was literally out of the screen, and you could grab that lightsaber. That was the only cool effect. That was the only awesome effect in 3D. Other than that, IMAX 3D is way better. The sound and also just a few more effects, but I didn't get to see that at the end of IMAX 3D like that. But, we're kind of, I got a lot of stuff to go through. So, the music, like I said, Rey, the action, the fighting, the directing, the cinematography, all that was brilliant as well. Again, the X-Wings, the design, the new look, the modern day look, because it's been like 32 years after Return of the Jedi, so they modernized it, and for the better. I think that the direction they're going in was awesome. Poe, aka Oscar Isaac, another one of our characters, man. I love Oscar Isaac. He is the modern day Al Pacino. I love Oscar Isaac. He's a man crush of mine. And as Poe Dameron, we did not get to see much of Poe Dameron, man. Maybe less than 10 minutes worth on screen. But for sure, the way that his character was, he wasn't a very likable character. He's very likable. He's like almost like a new Han Solo without being a new Han Solo type of guy, like the modern day Han Solo. But just a likable kind of like, I'm a pilot, I'm a badass, I'm the best pilot in the world, or in the galaxy, where he could just go at it. And I love that about his character, man. I love it. We don't get to see much of him, though. But Poe and the X-Wings and their design and the helmets and the resistance that they're going after, the First Republic, not the First Republic, the First Order, all of that was just very fantastic. And I love the story. The story itself, when it read the Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens, and it tells you what you're about to see, what's been going on. That whole story and what it revolves around, which without spoiling, this movie revolves around a lot of Luke Skywalker. So let me just tell you that it's not a disappointing thing. It definitely keeps you on your toes and on the go. Senator Snoke, aka Andy Serkis. He's awesome. I'm not going to say anything what happens in this movie with Snoke, but he's a very, or is it Snoke? Is it Snoke or Snope? Snoke. Senator Snoke, I think. Snoke. One of those two, honestly. I've seen it 2 times, I don't even know. I get confused with Snoke. But he's intense. And you feel Andy Serkis doing the motion capture, man. You feel it in there. You feel like that's Andy Serkis. That's him doing it, man. You actually feel it in your bones. And just like, as well, another character who did motion capture is Maz Kanata. That's the character's name. I do not remember the actress's name. Lupita something. She's fantastic, man. I believe she was in another movie. What was the movie? Was it Captain Phillips? It was another movie, man. She did a fantastic job in another movie before. She's awesome. Maz Kanata is a very likable character, a very cool character, a very interesting character that's been around for a long time in the Star Wars universe, even though we haven't known about her. Maz Kanata is awesome in this movie. The motion capture that she did, man, and the facial expressions just felt the technology that we have today. Again, practical effects and then the CGI effects. Brilliant blend. So, that was awesome. Harrison Ford back as Han Solo. He was awesome, man. From his introduction, man. It felt so real. It was great to have Harrison Ford back. Now, his jokes itself I didn't really laugh at his jokes. Only a few, like, ha ha ha, just like that. But, it's a little corny. But Harrison is a big part of the movie, man. Han Solo is fantastic in here. It's great to have him back. My favorite line from the original A New Hope is, "Ancient weapons and hokey religions are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid." I always love that. I just love Han Solo. He was fantastic. I'm very glad that he's back. And yeah, bitch, Han Solo's back, man. I love it. It's a great feeling. It's great. You feel like he's Han Solo right away. You feel that is Han Solo. That's not Harrison Ford. That's Han Solo. Him and Chewie, the chemistry is back. It doesn't change. It feels the way it used to feel in A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. Everything feels amazing. The chemistry between Finn and Daisy Ridley, or Boyega and Daisy Ridley, a.k.a. Rey and Finn, the chemistry between them are awesome. The chemistry between Poe and Finn are awesome. Everybody's chemistry in here is awesome. Especially some of the First Order people. Their chemistry is awesome as well. And I love General Hux, played by Domhnall Gleeson. A very interesting actor, man. He's very, I haven't seen Ex Machina yet, but he is an Ex Machina. Posted right behind there, which he also was in the movie with Oscar Isaac. He's a very interesting guy, man. So I definitely enjoy General Hux's character. He takes his role serious. You could tell that he took it serious. He almost overdid it, but yet again, you hate General Hux, but yet you like seeing him on screen with his hair slicked back and yelling and shouting out orders to the stormtroopers and spitting out of his mouth. It's just, it's something else, man. It's something, which, is General Hux on the t-shirt? I don't even think he's on the t-shirt, man. I think he should at least be included on there at most. The stormtroopers designs, the new modern day look, I love it. I love it a lot. I love the new stormtroopers and how, they're not all clones. That was a really cool thing. The opening of the movie, awesome. Very good introduction to the new Star Wars. And it's a great Star Wars movie overall as an induction to the new trilogy. The set pieces in here are brilliant as well. I really do enjoy the large set pieces and the smaller set pieces. For a $200 million budget, it definitely fit very well. But they've always been good at doing their set pieces, but it's just so realistic, man. It's so amazing. Again, it hits you with the right amount of nostalgia. There's a lot of nostalgia in here, but not every second they're bumping nostalgia. You remember me? Yeah, you remember me? It's not like that. It's just, you have your moments. You have to get introduced to the new characters is basically it. General Hux, like I said, Poe, Chewbacca, Stormtroopers, all of them are amazing. Chewbacca has an amazing role in here. A lot of stuff to say of Chewbacca. He says a lot of things. Can I see that? I like this. I won't say who said that, but Chewbacca, I can't do it, It's great to have Peter Mayhew back, man. God bless him. Fantastic man. He's so tall, so amazing. He's such a badass, though. I just love him doing that, man. He's really cool. Other than that, the chemistry, Kylo Ren's look. I love his mask. I love his robe and everything. I love the look of it. Yet he's not menacing enough, which I'll get to my cons about. But I do love his look, his character's look. The color scheme, like I said, with the lightsabers, the battle, the dark and the light, the Jedis, all that lightsaber fighting and just the color of it in the action scenes were awesome. It was very well done. The color schemes were awesome. The sound effects were amazing on IMAX 3D. The lightsaber going on gave me chills. The first showing it didn't do that. The second showing, I got chills multiple times. Yeah. Let me tell you, when I saw it the first time, I was disappointed. Why were you disappointed? What do you mean you were disappointed? What's wrong with you? I didn't think it was a bad movie, but I was disappointed a lot. But seeing it a second time, and learning a little bit more, and paying attention more, and seeing that fight and analyzing it, The color scheme, I didn't notice that at first. I didn't notice all that darkness and the light. It's pretty magical. Pretty magical, man. The sound was just spot on. The lightsaber, like, I mean, literally, it just didn't sound like a toy. No, it shook the building. You felt the sound like it was a heavy damn lightsaber. I mean, it felt real. Kylo's voice, it's kind of a pro and con. Adam Driver, doing the voice, he's good. He's a good guy, good actor. He's not a bad person. I'm saying that he's not a bad guy. Like, Adam Driver's not a bad person in real life. He's really good at his acting. I mean, he hasn't done that much, but he's good. He's good. But the Kylo Ren's voice, nothing will stand in our way. I will finish what you started. Like, all that, like, I love his design, I love his look, but his voice is and then it's like, oh yeah, it's kind of good, but then again, it kind of like, kind of annoying. As well, the Millennium Falcon in here, or Falcon, whatever you want to say, nostalgia, and I love the effects, the design. I mean, the design's always been the same, but the inside of the Millennium Falcon and the outside of it, it's just great for it to be back. It feels amazing 32 years later. Finn becoming human. Now, I'm not saying he's not human. He's a human character, but I'm saying the what you see of him in this movie and his story and his journey of becoming human, I'll just leave you for that to see. But what I thought about it, I like his journey. At first, I hated Finn. When I walked out on Thursday night, I was like, Finn's a stupid character. He's a whiny little bitch. Seeing it a second time, I actually like Adam. I don't think Adam Boyega did a bad job. Or John Boyega. Adam Boyega or John Boyega? John Boyega. What's his name? I already forgot. John Boyega. John Boyega. I think all of them, the whole cast, the acting was awesome. Oscar acting? No, Harrison Ford wasn't even Oscar acting either. But it's a Star Wars movie. I'm saying the acting here was awesome for what it was. It felt Star Wars. It felt like it. The dialogue, the action, the right, everything that happened in this movie felt like a Star Wars movie. So definitely, for sure, I love Finn's story and I want to see it continue. Maz Kanata, like I said. So those are all the pros, man. That's it. Now it's time to get to the cons. It probably took like 15 minutes during pros, but here we go. Cons. Again, not going to give spoilers, but they may just be one-liner, but I don't think so. Oh, and a pro. I love the ending. The ending is awesome. A really ballsy ending. A little ballsy up in there. A little squeezing there. A little ballsy ending, man. The ending was just wow. I love it. I love the ending. Except we have to wait till 2017 for it to continue. Now the cons. Captain Phasma was a disappointment. Sure, the design is awesome. Gwendolyn Christie's cool. I love her. But she's only in the movie for 4 or 5, probably 4 minutes at most. Probably in 5 scenes, and that's it. Captain Phasma is in the movie for less than 5 minutes. Very disappointing. She wasn't even in an action scene. She didn't even shoot her rifle. None of that. This is all what Captain Phasma did. Sir, that's all she did. That was it. Very disappointed with that, man. Very disappointed. There's not much Poe at times. We didn't get to see Oscar Isaac as Poe. Yes. Why would you put him on the posters and everything, or make little mini action figures if he's only going to be in it for maybe 7 or 8 minutes at most? What happened to Poe Dameron, baby? I'm saying, what happened? You need to show more of this guy. Oscar Isaac's very talented, very awesome man, and then you don't show him as much. So I'm very disappointed with that as well. There wasn't many funny moments for me. Like, there are a lot of funny jokes, and it works well. Like, what are you doing that for? Yeah, what was that for? Yeah, sure, little funny chuckle moments, but there just wasn't nothing really funny the first night or second night where everyone's like, ha, 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 ha. I was just kind of like, it's not that funny. Not really that funny. Also, there's only a few noticeable CGI moments where it's noticeable that it's like really overused CGI. One is when Ray gets on her little motorcycle and drives off, and it's just so CGI. Like, lag, little lag. Like, it's just, that CGI there didn't work at all. That was not that great of CGI. There's only like one or two moments where it's really noticeable CGI, like really noticeable. Other than that, nothing bad about it, man. All the practical and CGI were perfect after that. Also, as well, Kylo's voice, like I said, 50-50 about Kylo's voice. There is one scene that deals with Han Solo. One scene that it feels like it's a Guardians of the Galaxy feel. Guardians of the Galaxy? What do you mean? Well, they're both made by Disney. Marvel. Disney owns Marvel. There's a bandit. What do you mean? What do you mean, Marvel fanboy? Are you talking about... Are you saying Guardians is like Star Wars? I'm not trying to say anything about that. I'm saying it had that tone, and I felt like James Gunn directed that scene where there's a monster. And Han's amazing. Everyone in the scene is amazing. But it just feels like there's bandits or something, and then we never see those bandits again. It's like they're not a big deal at all. It's like we never get to finish that story there. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt like it just felt like Peter Quill, Star-Lord, should have been there instead of our crew. You know what I mean? So it just felt like a Guardian. If you know what scene I'm talking about the monsters with tentacles, other than that, everything else was Star Wars. But that one scene felt like a Guardians of the Galaxy moment. It just did. So that was that. There are a few plot holes. Actually, a lot of those. There's more than 7 plot holes in here, man. There's just... It has problems. This movie has problems. Not a lot, but it does have plot holes. There are a few minor villains, or what was I saying? Few minor villains. Captain Phasma really wasn't really that much of a villain. More just a person in a suit. Kylo Ren, I'll talk about that in my spoiler review. And other than that, man, I think I got one more. It was too much of a New Hope feel, which I love A New Hope. A New Hope, if it feels like A New Hope, that's a good thing, but then it's a bad thing. Can't spoil it. Gotta do it in my spoiler review. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give Star Wars The Force Awakens an 8.6 out of a 10. I thought it was a really good movie. I didn't think it was great. Do I recommend you to see it in IMAX 3D? Yes. Is it a great installment into the Star Wars? Like I said, yes, it is. The acting, it's fun. The characters are fun, even though some are underused a lot. The action, the color scheme, the lightsabers, the music, the score, the practical effects, everything about it is awesome. Even though Kylo Ren has a few problems, but I do got to admit the cross lightsaber, it's pretty badass once you see it in action. So ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this review. If you want to support the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate that. Star Wars The Force Awakens is out in theaters now, making millions of money. A lot of the Moonay. So if you want to check it out, man, go ahead and check it out. 8.6 out of a 10. Very fun movie. It's really good. Again, it's a great start for a new trilogy. I'm very glad of the new actors they picked. I think they're going in the right direction. Has a few problems, man. It does have its problems, and then it has its solutions. Not every question is answered. There's a lot of questions raised. We'll be seeing you guys again back in 2016 for Star Wars Rogue One. And then, of course, Star Wars Episode 8 comes out in 2017. Thanks, guys. Hopefully all you enjoyed. Get ready, baby. Star Wars is back, and it is, it's back with a vengeance. I'm glad that Daisy Ridley's going to be there. Rey, Finn, Poe. This movie is everything you wanted as a Star Wars fan. I love the poster. I love the marketing with it. There's some twists, and they're worth it. I'll see you in my spoiler review, guys. Thanks again. Bye-bye.